Most people overpay for projectors like this. Here's why this one is different. I've been testing the Fioria Vidd C3 Ultra for a few weeks now, and honestly, it's one of those rare finds where the specs actually match the experience. If you've been holding off on upgrading because you're worried about brightness or setup hassle, this might be the one worth grabbing. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the brightness is a game changer. This thing hits 3200 CVIA lumens, which is basically saying it's bright enough to watch during the day without pulling the shades all the way down. I've used it in a room with some natural light, and it still looked crisp, no squinting or cranking the contrast to oblivion. That's a big deal if you don't have a dedicated theater room but still want something that doesn't look washed out when the sun's up. Then there's the 4K clarity. The pixel count is over 8 million, and it shows. Text looks sharp, edges are clean, and colors pop without looking oversaturated. I streamed a few nature documentaries on it, and the greens in the landscapes were so vibrant they almost felt three-dimensional. It's not one of those fake 4K projectors that just upscales everything. This one actually delivers the resolution it promises. The sound is another standout. It uses JL Gold Ear audio with Dolby Atmos, and honestly, I wasn't expecting much from a built-in speaker system. But the audio here is surprisingly balanced: deep bass without distortion, clear mids, and crisp highs. It's not going to replace a full surround sound setup, but for casual watching or even a small party, it's more than enough to fill the room without needing extra speakers. Setup was straightforward, especially if you pair it with the included KD3 Google TV stick. Plug it in, connect the stick, and you're basically done. The short throw range, 0.9 to 1.5 meters, is perfect if you're tight on space. I mounted it on my bookshelf, and it projects a massive 120-inch image without needing to be right up against the wall. That's a huge plus if you're dealing with a smaller apartment or just don't want to deal with ceiling mounts. The storage and processing power are solid too. It comes with 8 GB RAM and 128 GB storage, so you can install apps, games, or even store movies locally without worrying about lag. I loaded up a few streaming apps, and everything ran smoothly, no buffering, no stuttering. It's nice to have that breathing room instead of fighting with a projector that slows down after a few months. One thing to note is that this is the Chinese version with English support. The interface is fully in English, and the KD3 stick gives you access to all the usual Google apps like Netflix and YouTube. I didn't run into any language barriers, but if you're someone who prefers a fully localized version, this might not be the one for you. Another small quirk is the fan noise. It's not loud, but it's noticeable in a quiet room, especially when you first turn it on. It quiets down after a few minutes, but if you're sensitive to background noise, it might bug you during quiet scenes. Pros-wise, the brightness, clarity, and sound quality are all top-notch for the price. The setup is painless, and the short throw range makes it super versatile. The cons. The fan noise is a minor annoyance, and if you're not into the Chinese version, that could be a deal-breaker. All in all, if you're looking for a high-performance projector that doesn't break the bank or require a ton of setup, the Fioria Vidd C3 Ultra is worth considering. The link's below if you want to take a closer look. For most buyers, the real question is not whether Fioria Vidd C3 Ultra 4K Projector MCL.39 triple laser 3200 CVIA Lumen 0.9-1.5 short throw MT9681 8GB 128GB, Dolby Vision, Chinese version English support with KD3 Google TV stick sounds impressive on paper, but whether strengths like MCL.39 triple color laser, 3200 CVIA lumens reaching 110% of the in 4K Ultra HD brings over 8 million pixels to create incredible actually make daily use feel easier, more dependable, and more worthwhile after the first few days of excitement wear off.